Being part of Yale field hockey is really about being part of a community. And I know that when I first came back, I was a little nervous because I only played for 2 years, and I thought, well, do I belong here? And what I've come to realize is that this whole enterprise that we're engaged in is really much more about all the years after you play than the years that you did play. And that field hockey, like so many other sports, is centered around community, and we do that for one another on the field and off.
I think seeing the strength of female friendship throughout the years, I mean, I have Taylor and the rest of my teammates are obviously my closest friends coming back here, but also seeing that every alum that comes back has this deep female friendship that they're feeling connected to when they come back and are here and watching games together.
It shocks me that there have only been 50 years of women's sports at Yale and 50 years of field hockey. And so to be here to celebrate it is so important. It just shows how far we've come. Like, we get to talk with the women who founded the team. And so to celebrate that every year is awesome, but to celebrate it on the 50th anniversary means so much to us.
Being able to develop relationships with women that I never would have met, I didn't play with on the same team, who were at Yale decades before I was here. That's what I carry with me and value so much. It keeps me coming back year after year, not just to the celebrations, but to stay involved.
My time at Yale was really special to me, and a big part of that was being part of the field hockey program. And what better way for me to kind of come support the team now than come back and not only celebrate those that played before me, but celebrate what's happening right now at Yale.
This is a home for us. It really doesn't matter what group of players is out there and what coaches are up and down the sidelines. We are 300 plus strong alums, and when we step back, when we arrive back at Johnson Field, especially in the shadow of the Carol Roberts Fieldhouse, we are truly home.
When we hired Melissa, she knocked it out of the park. When you get a great fit and a great leader, really the sky's the limit for Yale. And so we did our homework. Her national and I would say global reputation speaks for itself. It was probably the most exciting yet easiest hire I've ever had to make.
Yale's so lucky to have a Melissa Gonzalez on board. It just epitomizes, what our pioneers did. She is a hard worker, she's competitive, she's passionate, and she loves to work with young women. And the program couldn't be in better hands, and I'm excited for what's to come under Melissa's leadership.
For me in this program and stepping in, it is one of magnitude. I look at myself as a servant leader, trying to model good behaviors, actions, and lead from the back. It is really heavily tied to who I am in the fabric of my DNA and what do I want to accomplish for my life. And being able to be surrounded by young women who are amazing and help them on their journey and their path using field hockey as a vehicle is something that I just am extremely emphatic about and just love. It is kind of my lightning in a bottle. My father was a principal, my mother's a school teacher, so we're rooted in education and the importance of that. So for me to be around a group of women and alumni and just a sense of community so strong as Yale, just unbeatable. And being here at Yale is very special.
The goal for our program is to be outstanding, not only within the Ivy League, but nationally. And with that, you need to have the best equipment available and the best facilities available for our student athletes and our coaches. And so we got to work. It all came together, and it was about modernization, but it's also about getting the best money can buy, because that's what they deserve.
When I come back now and we come back out to the facilities, now that we have the field house, We've got a new field, we have a scoreboard. It is really emotionally overwhelming for me at times. I know that our athletes walk through these doors every day, both our softball and our field hockey athletes, into this incredible facility for them. And that's what we have to remember. We did this for them so that they could have an experience that was top-notch, that was the best, and that would enable them to really reach for the stars and to achieve their dreams.
For the student athletes, they're having this incredible experience where it's not a facility, it is like their life. And for them, I think it's so cool because they have all of the resources they need to be successful.
Having all of our new facilities, it's a dream come true, and it's a blessing that never stops giving. It draws people back to the games. It allows us each day to step onto the turf feeling loved and cared for. It really shows what the Yale Field Hockey women do for each other, and it's an inspiration for what we can then do for the program once we graduate.
Oh, it's just magnificent. It was daunting 5 years ago. I remember saying, we need a new scoreboard. It brings a real sense of joy.
When I was at Yale, we played on a field that was the parking lot for the football games on Sundays. So we're a far cry from that now with this incredible facility and field and scoreboard, thanks to the generous donations of our alumni.
I think the facilities are clearly world-class. The setting is just incredible, and I really think it speaks to the university's commitment to field hockey. And importantly, I think for me and for us is really looking at how much of this in large part was funded by Yale field hockey alums, and I think that's really important, and it shows that connection, and I think it's a great example for the girls going forward as well.
The pit is our home. I mean, we spend so much time there. I mean, I just even know me, like the other night I stayed after practice and I was doing work, and it's just a place that we can have whenever we need it, whenever we need to just go out and shoot, or whenever we need a quiet place to do work. Like, it's just like, it is home.
You can see so many of us, like after we finish class, even if it's a couple hours before practice, we'll just go out to the pit. It's just really great to have a space to ourselves and not have to share it with like a bunch of other teams that we can call our home.
I think being an athlete at Yale introduces you to so many different people. I've been able to meet a lot of athletes that play different sports and come from different backgrounds, but I've also still been able to engage with people in my coursework and in my classes that don't play sports. So I'm really grateful to have that balance here.
I really enjoyed kind of the physicality of it. I enjoyed the teamwork. I enjoyed being part of something bigger than myself. It was the first place I kind of learned what it meant to be able to move beyond your self-perceived limits to do something greater than what you thought you could with a team.
Having a sister on YFH kind of made it easier for me to kind of integrate myself because I'm the younger one. So it was nice to have somebody who could kind of show me the ropes and help me through the change of environment. We have our teammates always there to support us, but it's different when you have your sibling who will
just a constant support system.
Drop everything for you if you need it, really.
Being here, we just got so much closer and dependable.
I've always competed with her, so being in this environment with other people that also compete with her was a lot of fun. So I got just like more competitive, and like watching her grow made me want to grow too. So if she beat me, I'd be like, okay, I'm really gonna pay her back this time.
I remember when I was still on the team and she was getting recruited, actually. I was really excited, and I wasn't sure if she was gonna want to come here, but she ended up picking it, and I was so happy about it, just because I've had an amazing experience here. I wanted her to have the same one.
Her experience and all the good things she had to say about the school became like a really big part of my decision. I heard all of her like great stories, and I just kind of wanted to make them for myself. It's just like a nice thing to have to share together.
Since we've been here, I've learned how to be a better teammate, a better supporter. I've learned how to work hard on and off the field. Being at a division school like this, you're constantly surrounded by this sort of mindset and support group, and I can already see myself like changing into a better image of myself because of that.
These young women never cease to amaze me and my staff. They are chasing excellence, and that's something that we talk about within this program. Every single day we're going out, and it's about actions and behaviors and how we approach situations, how we frame them, who we are character-wise. And I think it's cool because Not only do you do it at one arena, which is the academics, but you also do it in another arena, which is the athletic, and how we can bring that into all facets of our lives.
It's been a great experience for us. We've met a lot of really, really great people. The parents on the team are really fun to hang out with.
And for the girls, it's just you can see by the alumni here what a special program it is, and we're just glad they're part of it.
I love watching them, and I've watched some of them grow and watched how their skill level has improved, and it's great as a parent to be able to sit back and watch, say, oh, that's a new skill.
I think as a parent, it's quite enjoyable in that you meet all the other parents and you chat with them from whatever country or city that they're from, and it's just a matter of getting to know them and trying to share the same experiences that we had as we brought our daughters up and to become part of Yale.
We've been made to feel part of a family from day one, even though we've come from quite far away from the UK. Our daughter Ellie joined last year as a freshman, and we were unable to travel with her because of COVID, which was really hard for us because we couldn't say goodbye to her. But we knew that when she got here, she was immediately taken care of, and that was really important for us.
We felt embraced from the very beginning, and right away we felt at home. Pam Stuper always made us feel at home.
It's a wonderful feeling
Wonderful.
to be a parent of a Yale field hockey player.
Yeah.
YFH alums are the best. Everyone has been so supportive in terms of whether or not you need just little small bits of advice, just general encouraging texts before a game, or bigger scale, helping you find an internship, really saying okay, YFH has your back and we will continue to have your back until you're an alum, and then you get to support the future players.
There are very few women's programs that have an alumni base that has stayed connected like this, and I know that's a result of our amazing alums who've made that happen. It's really special to have people who care enough to give you their time and also give their time to this program.
The incredible alums who started the program and who had the kind of tenacity to stand up for having women's sports at Yale and to create the program that's turned into the legacy it is today is just really inspiring.
The alums here are unparalleled, and I can say that with 100% confidence. I really love just listening and learning and getting different perspectives, and you guys are just a wealth of knowledge. And so for me to lean on you guys is really awesome and important for me as I'm undergoing this new role and responsibility, because it's one that I take very seriously.
This mentoring program over the years has meant, so much, not just for us to connect with the players, but, it's a two-way street, and really part of that YFH for life idea that we like to emphasize. And the mentoring is not just alums with players. It is definitely alums with alums. And that, again, is part of the bigger picture and the success and the value of this program.
You almost feel proud, like a big sister or something, where you just are glad to be somebody who's not their parent, who's not even their friend really, just somebody who can be sort of neutral and be there to support them, because any woman who's graduating with a Yale degree and who's been on the Yale field hockey team is going to be successful somewhere in something. They just have to sort of figure out what makes sense for them.
Everything that this program has done for me, that it's doing for all the other women here. And I want to be able to, if I have the opportunity in the future, be able to give the mentoring that I was able to benefit from to the girls that will be coming into the program in the next few years, ones who are already here now, and the ones in the future too.
I think what I learned from playing field hockey at Yale was just never give up. The men in the athletic department, when we first started here, were indifferent to the fact that we wanted to play. They didn't understand how badly we wanted to play our sport. We had to be persistent and keep telling them, we want to play, you have to give us equipment, you have to help us find a field. And that's a lesson that has been with me for the rest of my life, absolutely, in every professional endeavor too.
I was very touched by Bobby Bowditch. She was a real mentor to me. And from her, I learned that, integrity and having respect for all your teammates, all those things, I think really helped shape who I am today.
it really has like shaped the people that we are now. And I feel like honestly we're almost like a step ahead of other people. Sometimes it feels that way just with like the regime that we were under and like how strict and tight every schedule was. Like it felt hard to meet it sometimes in the moment, but like there's just so many mental things that you learn, and like learning how to support your teammates like transfers into friendships and things like that as well.
When I think back to what I learned, it was really like this high level of responsibility. You know, I continue to consider myself an athlete today and constantly invest my time into like athletics and sports.
I learned a lot about friendship. I learned a lot about teamwork, perseverance. I went into the workforce in 1980, and there were, as there are today, men who will ignore you, talk over you, underestimate you. I was able to persevere, and nobody talks over a Yale athlete.
The future of Yale field hockey looks really incredible considering we've been able to move with the game. I mean, now that we have these great facilities, we have great training facilities, I think we can really focus on taking our game to the next level. I think the level of dedication of the athletes that are coming into the program is great. I think the involvement of the alumni is great, and it really positions us well to kind of grow with the game in the next, 10 to 15 years.
I think the future of Yale field hockey is golden. I think it's going to be fantastic. When I saw the players playing yesterday, I thought, gosh, these guys are really passing well, they're really helping each other, they're assisting each other, they're playing for each other. The teamwork aspect of it is really coming through, and I truly appreciate that, and I certainly think that the facility and Gonzo are tremendous additions.
Especially with Gonzo at the head, I think I see a winning team. I see IB champions, and I can't wait to see them achieve that.
I'm a hockey head. I can talk about hockey through and through, but I also think characteristically, I think it's important to understand that we're competitors and we want to be really doing well with this program and doing it justice. Realistically, majority of the time spent is going to be at practice. It's going to be in those hours of mastery. So slowly chipping away and understanding the significance of equity when no one's watching. We understand that there's parts of the season where it's performance driven and then growth driven, but we can only really control the controllables, and the outcome is a byproduct of the process. And so who we are in those moments really will define and shine, where the outcome then is a result of that.
We want people who are so passionate about being at Yale, but also winning championships. We want to bridge that gap of we want to bring trophies back to New Haven. We want to be the household name within the Ivy League. So we are their mentors, we're their facilitators on this journey and on this path. We're here to cause chaos, we're here to make waves, and we are here to bring championships to Yale. So that's the culture we're creating.